Wow, how to follow that? I start, of course, by acknowledging Your Excellency the Governor, Minister for Education, the Honourable Dr. Tony Booty, many distinguished guests, Chancellor, family, friends, staff, students. It's wonderful to see you all here today. I also particularly would love to thank the Wadamba Dance Group for that great performance, so informative. I pay my respects to the Wadjuk elders and also pay my personal respects to all members of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities here today. Thank you to the WAPA performers. Performers just spectacular as always, and I know we've got some more to come afterwards. And thank you, Governor, Chancellor, for your lovely, kind words. It is a great honour to stand here before you today as Vice-Chancellor of Edith Cowan University. Your Excellency, I accept the responsibilities of the role of Vice-Chancellor with a promise to you all that I will apply myself to the task with passion, with purpose, with courage and integrity, and ensure that we in this university serve our communities, that we're a leading voice on issues that matter, and that we enable the best possible future for our students. I do so with a deep sense of gratitude. Gratitude to lead a university at a time in our history when universities' value to society is being questioned in some quarters. But I believe at a time when there's a greater need than ever to value and teach rational inquiry and to champion equality of opportunity, which is critical to our social and economic development. I have gratitude to lead this university and for the trust that has been placed in me by the University Council, by staff and by the broader ECU community. Incredible gratitude to the collective efforts of all those who've gone before me, not least, as the Chancellor mentioned, Professor Steve Chapman, who over his tenure as Vice-Chancellor positioned this university as a leading university in student satisfaction, growing our research impact and excellence, ensuring financial security, and of course initiating the move to the City campus, which will be transformative for ECU and for Perth. I feel especially honoured to be leading the only university in Australia named after a woman. And what a woman she was. Edith Cowan, Australia's first female parliamentarian, an advocate for social justice and for the power of education to transform lives and create lasting change. You may have seen on my gown a badge. It's a gum nut with 2 gum leaves with the words "The Nut" on it. It's a reproduction of the badge that Edith gave to her electoral committee when she was elected to WA Parliament, because she said that getting a woman into Parliament was a tough nut to crack. Well, crack it she did. And we here at ECU have drawn on those words and her determination to crack tough nuts in our new logo that you'll see around, where you see a gum leaf rising up. That's our commitment to tackle the tough nuts. And I wonder what Edith would see as today's tough nuts. I'm sure social justice would still drive her. I think she would want to see the closing of the gap. But I think she would also want to address global sustainability, understanding how to harness technologies such as AI in ways that advance society without causing harm. And so for us here at Edith University, it will be imperative that we address these. Not just because Edith would have wanted us to do so, but because society needs us to do so, and because public universities, first and foremost, must serve the public good. And we must address these challenges with openness, creativity, and a clear commitment to excellence and to equity. Excellence and equity are personally incredibly important values for me. And if you forgive me, I'm just going to share a little bit of my background to show you why this is so personal and so true. You may have seen me wearing a green hood when I entered today. This is the hood from my father's academic regalia, and it's from Queen's University in Belfast, where he studied. Both my parents and their families, for as many generations back as we can count, lived in County Antrim in the north of Ireland. Both came from very modest backgrounds. My mother, as the eldest of 9 children, didn't have the opportunity to take a scholarship exam to go to a grammar school because she was expected to leave school as soon as she could so she could go and work and support the family. I know she would have loved to have studied further. She had a deep love of words, of literature and of history, which she carried throughout her life. Her story reminds me of the lost opportunity for society when talent and passion are not stretched and used as they could be. My father was the son of the local milkman. His mother died when he was 8, and he was separated from his 2 sisters, and he and his father went to live with his aunt to grow up. He did get to take a scholarship exam. He did get to grammar school. He had an incredible intellect and work ethic. And from there, he achieved what would have been unthinkable for someone from his background at that time. He won a place to go to university. He went on to become a maths teacher. He and my mum left Ireland and eventually settled in a small country town in East Yorkshire, where I was born, the youngest of 3 children. Growing up, I was taught to take on responsibilities and challenges that needed addressing, to pitch in when something needed doing. I went to the local government school, and as you heard, I won a place to study at Oxford. My school was not one with a tradition of sending pupils to Oxbridge, nor even actually at that time of sending pupils to universities very often at all. But thanks to great teachers, especially my dad, I was challenged and supported to achieve my best. Oxford is a great university. I know the Minister for Education and I were both at Oxford around about the same time. I don't think we'll admit that. Its researchers make discoveries that change the world. When I was there, though, it was a place full of students from backgrounds and with accents very different to mine. I could see at first hand inequality of opportunity that filled me with a deep sense of injustice and fired my determination to give opportunity to those who could have it regardless of background. I also learned in that intense academic crucible about academic rigour, the value of curiosity and debate, and the importance of striving for excellence. And so passion for equality of opportunity and the importance of excellence, as well as the drive to get things done, was seeded by my parents and nurtured through my educational experiences and have shaped me in my career. They've driven me to do what I can to ensure everyone with the capability and desire has the opportunity to learn from great teachers so they can fulfill their potential. They've driven me to ensure that students have their intellectual curiosity nurtured by great researchers who are making a difference to the world through their discovery and application, and that we pitch in individually and collectively to get the things done that need doing. And so for me, standing here, leading a university which is committed to providing opportunity to those who seek to learn, with teachers who are amongst the best in Australia and a commitment to research which makes a difference to society, just about the proudest moment of my life. I know how proud my parents would be to see me here today. Both died a little over 2 years ago, a couple of weeks apart from each other after 67 years of marriage. That beautiful rendition of O Danny Boy, performed by the wonderful Bonnie Stored and Stuart Smith, was my small note of thanks to my parents for their legacy to me. Before I finish, and I will gather it together for the last moment, David, I know about pushing the tongue up on the top of your mouth at these times. A few final thanks to my darling husband, Leon, to my sons, Luke and Guy, to my dear friends who are here today, Jenny, Nigel, Mara and Mark, to my big sister and brother who I know are watching online from the UK. Thank you. You've always believed in me. I know I wouldn't be the person I am today without your guidance, your humour and your love. Thank you to all the students and staff I've worked with throughout my career, and especially those I'm amongst here at this great university. I've learned so much from you all and have been the beneficiary of great support from colleagues and guidance from leaders. And finally, thank you all again for being here. I can't wait to see what we can achieve together. Thank you.